Sink.
Okay. Well, you're the one editing this, not me, so...
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to have a hard time telling the difference between sink and me saying sonk.
Yeah, well, it'll be just so hard. Anyway,
Yeah,
lead us in,
definitely.
Jeffrey boy.
Definitely.
Will we?
It's going to be so difficult.
Go on. Are you okay?
Damn it.
I'm waiting. You can start anytime you want.
I hate you so much.
I don't know what problems you're having, Jeffrey.
Hello and welcome.
It's a very simple intro.
You're a piece of shit. I'm keeping
Go
that
on.
all in. Hello and welcome to Sights Uncena, the first, only, and God willing last wrestling podcast on the internet. For this episode is for the week of September the 25th and 26th. I am your host, Jet Grind. As always, Zen Scissors.
I am suffering a crisis.
And also Dups here, I guess.
Yeah.
So, wrestling happened again.
From the brief glances I got from Discord, it sure did.
So tell me everything you know about Raw then, Dup.
Look, we know what the answer is gonna be, and at this point I think it's funnier if I just go in fucking blind.
Okay. By the way, No Mercy did happen on previous Sunday. None of us watched it.
No, you were gonna get a link, and then you never gave a link.
Yeah, I was going to send you the kickoff show, and then I was going to figure out a way to watch it myself. But then I fell asleep until 9 o'clock.
Nice. I'm sure Zen has a recap of the recap, though.
To some degree.
Let's just get into it then. Zen, tell me everything that
Actually,
happened.
there was one thing I saw on Twitter.
Oh.
And that was Enzo being dropped on his ass, and like every other person in the ring cheered, basically.
Because everybody hates him. It's not just me.
Also, now I'm just thinking about the Discord chat we had the other day about like wrestler recipes and Enzo Amore's certified G pasta and bona fide sauce.
There's nothing okay with that. There's nothing okay with that. Alright, so I went into this knowing that this is pretty much just going to be recapping No Mercy. This is basically going to be previously on Dragon Ball Z as an entire fucking episode.
Yeah, it's the season summary episode of the anime.
Oh god, the bottleneck episode. Hey, I remember when this happened? Extended flashback that no one gives a shit about. God. So we start out, Miz's theme is playing. And I'm wondering, is this going to be hating on Enzo Miz that I love, or calling people a shitty dad Miz? It's the latter, which is no surprise, because apparently he fought Jordan at No Mercy and won, which doesn't surprise me. So Miz comes out. He's like, I'm super cool because I won, and Kurt Angle's a shitty dad. So he's saying the same thing he's been saying for like 2 fucking weeks now. I think it's this weird-ass line where he's like, and my pregnant wife at home, keep the champagne on ice because daddy's coming home soon.
What?
And, oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't think I ever want to hear that coming out of someone who looks like The Miz.
Also, hey, Mr. Mike the Miz Mizzanin, please do not let your pregnant wife drink alcohol.
It just reminds me of that fucking line from Samurai Cop, keep it warm. It's just, yay. It's just as fucking disgusting and stupid. I shouldn't be thinking of Samurai Cop, but I don't mind thinking. So he's like, I'm doing my stupid Miz TV shit, and who's my guest gonna be? Roman Reigns! Crowd does not give a shit.
Hey, that's a marked improvement from booing the shit out of it.
Well, I mean they boo the fuck out of him. They don't like it.
Oh, well then, never mind then. Disregard me.
I guess he won against Cena.
Sure.
Okay, I don't care.
Look, one of the script boys had to win.
Like, I do remember seeing during around No Mercy, I remember reading a tweet, I think it was actually from, like, Spoonie, and he was saying, like, so from what I understand, John Cena basically dropped a fucking meteor on Roman Reigns, and he's still kicked out at the 2 count. And that sounds about right. That sounds about like what I'd expect.
Also, it sounds like Cena might have retired after that match.
We'll get into that.
Oh.
Oh boy.
So, Reigns comes out. He sits in one of the stupid chairs that Miz has, these stupid director chairs, and seeing Reigns in one of them just looks really fucking silly.
Is it because the chair's like really small and Roman's really big, or?
Well, that's part of it, but also like, quiet on set. Here comes director Roman Reigns. Let's shut the fuck up with that. So,
if you don't do exactly what director Reigns wants you to do, he hits you with a Superman punch.
And only a Superman punch.
No, occasionally he breaks out the spear if you do it really badly.
Well, the spear, that's how he says goodbye to people at the end of the day.
Hey, Jim, have a good day. Spear.
That's way more words than Roman Reigns would ever say.
Good spear sound effect.
Yeah, shing. There, that's my spear sound effect.
Yeah, do me a favor and give me your best mouth sounds for Roman Reigns hitting somebody with a spear.
Nah, I'm good.
Thunk.
Katunk.
So, the Miz is talking, he's like, people hate you, Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is like, I know. Okay, that was a great exchange. So, Reigns apparently respects Cena now, which seems really fucking convenient. Like, oh, now our beef is over, and we don't need to keep the heat up, so I don't really care about that rivalry. That's just water under the bridge. I beat you, so I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah, that's how that sounded like that would work. That sounds like how that would have worked, right? The answer is no.
Okay.
And Reigns, he's like, you know what, Miz, you're a fucking idiot. Why'd you call me down here? And it's like, you're the one who fucking came out here. You came to the stupid show, Reigns. This was your choice.
Wait, did the Miz just go like, whoever walks down first is my guest? And then Roman showed up?
Like, Reigns agreed to this, and he's like, I don't know why I'm on your stupid show. You agreed to it! Oh my god.
Roman Reigns signs the contract because he can't let it beat that.
Roman Reigns, he's talking shit about Miz, like, oh yeah, you beat Jason Jordan, but you couldn't beat him if you didn't have your Mizians with you. And he's not wrong. Honestly, he's not wrong. Without them, Miz kind of sucks. It really is Gargosian in that sense. Like, without the minions, he's pretty much fucked. So then Reigns has this weird part where he's ordering the Mizians around. He's like, get me a beer. And Miz has a weird reaction. He doesn't like it, but it seems like he's more upset that Reigns asked for a beer than the fact that he's ordering his lackeys around. Like, oh, a beer? Come on!
Yeah, who does he think he is? Stone Cold?
To be fair, Zen, that's probably how you would react too.
Well, I mean, I would be like, really, a fucking beer, but also don't talk to my people like that. These are my thralls. If they're getting a beer for anybody, it's me, so I can throw it at your head, you stupid fuck.
What kind of beer do you think Roman Reigns drinks?
Coors.
Bud Light.
Because he has really shitty taste. If he has any taste at all.
Also knows that clearly that it has to be Coors Light.
Either or.
I just want to point out real quick, I don't know shit about alcohol.
I only drink hard cider.
Beer, I don't like it. I don't like beer. It tastes like fucking trash. Vodka, though, vodka and rum are delicious. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about...
Let's go on a 30-minute tangent about how to create drinks based on wrestlers.
Alright, well, like I said, For Roman Reigns, you could do your Superman punch, or I would take a screwdriver and add maybe like a little bit of lime and call it a spear. But that's me.
Zed, what kind of drink do you mix for Enzo Amore?
I take the juice seeping out of my garbage and pour it into a glass. That's what I do.
Perfect. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Miz doesn't like beer. He says this is a classy establishment. Really, Miz? Is it a classy establishment? I don't think so.
Sure, Miz.
Yeah, this wrestling place is a classy establishment.
Anywho, wait 20 minutes and the skimpy Clyde lady will show up with the sign. No, that's boxing. What the hell am I talking about?
Yeah. Tiffany is a boxer, not a wrestler. So Miz, he's trying to spark like a fucking Marvel 2 match between him and his Mizians and The Shield. But Reigns is like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, that's what else would I expect from Reigns?
Me fight? Nah.
Reigns is like, I'm going after Lesnar, but he says it as, I'm going after Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar! Yeah, I love that guy.
Good old Brock Lesnar.
I think I have a Twitter friend who has that in their bio.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure it's not the first time he said it like that. So Miz takes offense to that. He's like, oh, okay, but I'm the glue that's holding Raw together. About that, Miz. I think I have some words about that one. But Reigns, he's sick of this shit too, so he implores the audience to get a fight started. He's like, alright, audience wants a fight, I'm gonna punch the shit out of you. And Miz is like, no, let's not do that. He essentially says, you wouldn't hurt a guy wearing a suit with a pregnant wife, would you? And then he cowards out and runs away.
Sure. Good job, Zed. Or Miz.
Yeah, same thing. And he's running away from the ring, and what happens? Kurt Angle comes out and he runs right the fuck into him. Kurt tells Miz, just suck it up and stop being such a scaredy cat.
But no, that's his entire character.
Yeah, well, Miz isn't very happy for that reason. But you know what I'm not happy about? Commercials. Come back from commercials. Hardy Boys are coming down to the ring.
Okay. Broken Matt watch?
No, he's not broken. He's less broken than he was last time.
Damn it.
He's fixing himself. So, Jeff apparently is favoring a shoulder because he fucked it up. And he's taking like this weird Birkin-looking stance. And I really wish... Oh man, if fucking Birkin showed up, that'd be great. But it's not gonna happen.
I'll take your word for it. I don't even know what character that... or what game that character is from.
It's fucking Resident Evil 2, come on.
Yeah.
I don't like spooky games, you don't...
It's not even spooky.
You say that, but I couldn't even play Resident Evil 1.
RE2 is even less spooky. Like, it's an action game. With some spooky shit in it. It loves the movie Aliens. Which works as I like Aliens. It's a pretty fun fucking movie.
I also couldn't play Alien Covenant? What was the horror game?
Isolation.
Yeah. And that's more like the fucking... That's like Alien. Aliens is a fucking action flick. Or were you scared of Aliens Colonial Marines other than it being a shitty game?
What was Alien Covenant? Was that the new movie?
That's the new movie that is like okay for the first 2/3 and then the last third's really shitty, which is what I come to expect at this point. Anyways, Birkin. Then Jason Jordan comes down since I guess he's working with Matt against the Mizians. Sure, fine, whatever. Jordan starts in the ring and he's murdering basically these motherfuckers who are Isaac and Dretch essentially. And he's throwing around all these grapples like he's an Abel main. Which I'm down for, because I actually liked Abel. He was just kind of a boring character. So then Jason Jordan tags in Matt, and he starts throwing these fuckers around, and then he gets one of them in a grab, and it looks like he's wrestling a gator, and it's kind of rad. But then the Mizians decide that it's time to proc the fucking Soul Stone, and now both of them are in the ring. But Matt just decides, fuck it, and punches them both to the ground. And then Matt tags in his greatest ally, the commercial break. And I'm sad.
Powerful.
Back to the show, Jordan is apparently eating this fucking neck breaker from a Mizian, and then he takes him over to the corner, stomps the shit out of him.
Oh, good. So wait, the Mizian is stomping the shit out of Jason Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan's getting murdered right now, which is no surprise.
Well, I mean, it's different. Somebody's dying in the corner of the ring.
So eventually we get through the match, and Jordan decides to rip the Mizian out of the ring, and Matt goes for the pin against the other one, who's like, "What the fuck's happening?" And that's how they win. But then the champion, the Goro of the Mizians, comes out, and it's the commercial break. Every time. I'm going to think of something every time. Oh yeah, guys, do you remember Total Bellas?
Oh, buddy.
Anyways.
I like how you cut out in the middle of that on my end, Jack Grind.
Hilariously, I'm looking at the Audacity, and it just kind of like went from really tiny to very big over time.
Now it's time to recap Beef Badman versus Bad Beef Man. Oh boy.
What?
I'm
Brock
sorry.
Lesnar versus Braun Strowman.
Oh.
Oh.
Thought his name was
Okay.
Paul.
No. So they convey the fight through these stills, and they put them through this weird red filter, and it makes it feel like a cheap cutscene that just bounces around with still models. It looks hilarious. Wow, this action's great. We wish you could see it through this, like, negative 60 FPS. Good God. And then, oh fucking boy, it's Elias!
Oh, good. It's your boy.
One of my boys. I have a lot of boys, apparently.
None of which you actually like.
I don't like any of them. So, everybody already is like, shut the fuck up, Elias. And he hasn't said anything yet.
Good.
This happens every single time. The crowd's like, we don't care. And he's like, I'm gonna sing my I Hate This Town song. And I'm just like, yeah, sing your I Hate This Fucking Town song and stop wasting my fucking time, you fuckwit troubadour. And then Apollo Crews comes down. Yay, I'm happy. Apollo Crews, he's actually a boy I like.
Yeah, I was about to say Apollo Crews actually your boy.
So, Apollo Crews comes down, shuts Elias the fuck up, and he's already over the place. He'll probably lose, but I can have hope. So, the match starts off with the greatest of all moves. They're both just giving each other giant titty twisters. Great start, I must say. And then Apollo starts doing fucking Artorias flips all over the place. And it's pretty amazing. But then Elias runs this cool moment where Apollo he like belly bumps Titus. And it's like, yeah, we're kicking ass. And then Elias gets a pin and wins.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Yay.
Was it actually as out of nowhere as you make it sound?
Yeah,
or?
it was pretty much. All I'm really leaving out is this part where Elias kicks Titus in the shin, and then Apollo gets in the ring. Elias like kicks him and then pins him and wins. That's it.
Sure.
And Elias is like, yeah, I did it. But Titus is fucking pissed. So he comes in and he just gives Elias this giant Urian shoulder into the fucking turnbuckle. And then he takes his client and heads the fuck out into the commercial zone. It's a very strange choreography here, I must say.
I'm glad the commercials are always on time, though.
They're always on. They never miss a beat. And then we get backstage once we come back with Finn Balor, and he's like, hey, Bray Wyatt, thanks for getting your ass kicked by just me, because I'm just a dude. Remember that shit? Alright, that was fun. Now who's in the ring? Oh, it's this fucking clown, Kurt Hawkins. Goody. And he does the exact same thing he did last week, which is, well, who's gonna walk down here and break my losing streak? Who's he gonna fight?
Brock Lesnar?
Braun Strowman comes down. You were close. Like, the theme plays and Hawkins is already completely fucking done. He's just like, oh shit! And he runs around the entire arena. He, like, runs through the crowd and shit, and Braun Strowman just chases him around the entire place. And a Strowman eventually catches him, and he chokeslams him into a fucking table.
Great.
Okay.
Oh, it was great. And then he carries his carcass over to the Titantron and shoves him through the screen. Jesus Christ, somebody pissed in Strowman's cereal this morning. Good God.
I love the sound of this Scooby-Doo opening animation match.
Pretty much. Like, I think Kurt Hawkins is fucking dead. But that's no
Checks
surprise.
out.
So Strowman's like, oh, after last night, and I guess because he lost to Brock Lesnar, okay. He's like, after last night, I'm on a path to destruction. Isn't that what he's always been doing? That's kind of what I've been under the impression of. I thought that was his whole thing. I guess it's taking notes from Marvel Infinite. Jeddah, why would you ever try to do this? Except that's your entire fucking character.
God.
Literally your entire character. Oh yeah, Morgan, remember when the whole reason I started doing what I did was because I thought your dad was a shitty ruler and I wanted to kill him? But no, I'm a good guy. Fuck you! Anyways.
That was Zen's Marvel vs. Capcom story mode rant for this episode.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. And then he asks for a real fight, like he's a Kuma or some shit. Who's gonna fight me and give me a real challenge? Dean Ambrose! Okay.
Sure.
So Ambrose walks past the Titantron, and he looks at this fucking crime scene at the base of the Titantron, and he looks at the camera with, like, this, oh, that's just a nasty look. It's like, ugh. Like, he knows that he died. He looked at a murder.
Great.
So I already know that 80% of this match is going to be Ambrose dying on the ground.
Well, yeah, because it's an Ambrose match.
Yeah. And that's when the commercials attacked.
Nice.
That's my least favorite Star Wars movie, Attack of the Commercials.
I actually much prefer it to some other movies, but that's me. And now we are back, but it is not a dinosaur story. And they're recapping Kurt Hawkins fucking dying on live television.
What?
I'm
Hold on.
sorry.
Zen!
No,
we're
back?
We're just gonna walk
Zen!
past that.
Zen!
No, we are not.
We are not!
Are you sure? Okay.
Zen, what in your brain made you think that was a good idea to reference that of all things?
You're asking me of all people.
But usually your references somewhat make sense.
That does make sense. I said we're back, and the movie's title is We're Back, a Dinosaur Story.
But who remembers that?
Me!
Come back to the end of the episode when Zed gives us a long and detailed analysis of why the dinosaurs died.
It's because they got hell cancer.
Continue.
Very
You know
well.
what's a dinosaur story? Anything written by Vince McMahon. Let's continue.
That is true. Speaking of dinosaurs, we're recapping Kurt Hawkins, who, as DBZ would say back in the day, went the way of the dinosaur, because he fucking died on live television. So, at least he doesn't have to worry about growing his losing streak, now that the only matches he's going to be having is against the fucking worms in his grave. But that is for another time, because Strowman is already ripping Ambrose the fuck up. He's working his fucked up arm, and this match has a very defined dynamic already. Ambrose not doing a lot. He tries like a straight up like a Dark Souls style plunging attack on Strowman, and it works for a couple seconds, and then Strowman just backs him into a fucking turnbuckle. And then Strowman does exactly what you'd expect him to do. He lets out a stupid caveman roar like he always does. And whatever.
Just kills Ambrose in the middle of the ring and wins.
Strowman eats a seismic toss, and yeah, that's just what happens. And then Strowman decides he's going to give Dean Ambrose a seismic toss of his own. And Strowman's level must be fucking huge, because Dean Ambrose gets fucking murdered, gets slapped one more time to the ground, and Ambrose is out, and Strowman wins.
Great.
So, I was typing my notes, and then I look up at the TV to see if anything's happening, and it's just this uncomfortably close shot of Strowman making this stupid, wide-eyed grr face. Just like this scrunched up face, which, I mean, it's Braun Strowman, but it looked fucking hilarious.
Great.
So then we go backstage, and Kurt is talking to a ref about the Miz match later on. And Fuckface McGee decides to walk into the screen. Goody.
I'm going to assume you mean Enzo.
Really? Do you think I'm talking about Enzo?
I mean, I could have assumed, like, Elias or
We already covered Elias, though.
Neville.
I don't hate Neville. I have my own headcanon about him.
You don't hate Neville, you just wish he would take a shower every month or two.
Well, I understand why he doesn't. He's locked backstage. He's the Minotaur of the WWE, trapped in this labyrinth, waiting for Theseus to come and kill him. What I'm saying is Neville is the son of Poseidon. It's for you Greek mythology nerds out there, which is probably me.
When is Kratos gonna kill Enzo Amore?
Not soon enough. I could go for a Kratos-style, overly violent, stupid QTE death for Enzo Amore. So Enzo, he wants a celebration match because he's a fuckwit. Because I guess he won against Neville. Goody. Can't wait for that to fucking get played to death. Even Angle's like, your win was kind of shit, so I don't know if you really deserve one, but fine. If it'll shut you up, just fucking go away.
Great.
Anyways, now let's remember that time Steve Austin blasted The Rock with booze from a beer truck. Good times. That was out of nowhere, but okay.
Yeah, they've been playing recaps on SmackDown too, and a lot of them are odd choices.
Speaking of odd choices, that was sponsored by Snickers. What? Yeah, when I think of Steve Austin blasting people with booze, I think Snickers.
Sure.
But sadly, there was no errant shot of, like, a Snicker bars in the dark, just dripping with, like, caramel or some shit. There's no pizza moment here, sadly.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, there's no Snickers bar waiting in the dark, trying to lure you into the realm of eternal suffering, but we are sent to the realm of eternal commercials, so that's,
Nice.
in a sense, true. Come back from commercial. We're backstage with Ambrose, who's trying to heal himself like it's Snake Eater or some shit, like he's in the menu picking things out, poisoned by the venom of the Brazilian wandering spider.
Stunned by bee.
Bullet bees are eating his flesh. Oh man, if Strowman shot out bullet bees, that'd be awesome. But alas, that is not the word. Although that would probably happen in something like Lucha Underground. So now Rollins is sad because Ambrose went to fight Strowman and didn't tell him. And he's like, come on, man, you can tell me anything. We're bros, you're my bro. How could you betray my trust like this? And he's like, I'm a little jealous that you fucking fought without me. Like, come on. Why are you being so tsundere, Dean Ambrose? As he decides, I'm going to set up my own match against Strowman. Fine. I hate third act breakups, man. So, Alexa, she's coming out to the ring. But she doesn't have her bone glove, so she looks less cool. She's salty because nobody was celebrating her victory last night on Twitter. Surely there is no greater betrayal. Why do they always have to talk about... Why do all the fucking lady wrestlers have to talk about Twitter? Come on. This is stupid.
Does Braun Strowman have a Twitter?
Probably.
I'm going to look up if Braun Strowman has a Twitter. I want to see what kind of things he tweets.
I can't wait to see how he takes advantage of the 280 characters.
Bro!
I can add more A's, finally. Dick.
What?
Same.
He's a dick.
Oh.
Anyway, here comes Mickie James. More women? What? This is impossible. There's only 4 women in Raw, I thought. At least that's what they fucking led me to believe for a long time. Jesus. So they're talking back and forth, and the gist of this back and forth is really dumb. It's, Mickey, you're old, and Alexa, you're nothing. Wow, this is really interesting.
Well then.
And it goes back and forth for way too fucking long, and then finally there's a slap, and you think, well, now it's time for the fight to start, right? No, Alexa just goes flying out of the fucking ring, and she's done. She's just going home.
Okay.
Or she opens the gate and lets out more commercials.
Great.
Thanks.
While we're on this commercial break, I actually did look up Braun Strowman's Twitter account, and this is the kind of things he tweets. Just a snack before I hashtag feast on the beast. Hashtag no mercy. You want to see real men in a main event? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hashtag WWE no mercy. Hashtag monster versus beast. Here's a selfie of Braun Strowman.
I mean, I'm guessing that's just his caretaker that feeds him food from his cage. But that's me.
Make sure you get a good night's sleep. I don't want no excuses when I'm standing over top of you. Hashtag last man standing, hashtag raw, hashtag I'm not finished with you.
Yeah, that's just his caretaker that feeds him food and sacrificed his hands so they could bound him with this fucking chain known as Glepnir.
And though I walk the valley of the shadow of death, I fear nothing, for I am the hashtag monster among men, hashtag evil fears me, hashtag the fall of an empire, hashtag GBOF.
Ah, he's one of those tweeters.
This is dumb.
Apparently his
You
first...
don't say!
This is fucking stupid.
His first tweet was on the 26th of June, and it's just a gif of him beating the shit out of Roman Reigns, and the text is, and the little dog goes splat, hashtag I'm not finished with you.
What?
Are you murdering dogs, Braun Strowman? I know his name's the Big Dog, but the way he said that makes it sound like he regularly kills dogs. I don't like this. Don't kill dogs, Braun Strowman.
This is bad.
Is there anybody else I should look up on their Twitters? I'm very curious.
We should probably continue the...
We gotta know Enzo Amore.
No, we don't.
I'm looking up Enzo Amore's Twitter.
Then continue before Zen or Jackguard finds it.
Hey, did you know that Enzo Amore's Twitter is @real1 with the number 1?
I did. It's so fucking dumb. Anyways, we come back and it's time for a half and half match because it's just Rollins versus just Sheamus.
Oh, okay.
And who's our new sponsor? It's Novartis? What?
Oh, good. It's Novartis again. Everybody's
the
favorite
fucking
Swiss medicine
It's
company.
the Swiss medicine people. Where'd my fast food go? I don't need health care. I want to die from your shitty food. Don't treat me.
Apparently the Muscles Marinara thing is actually a shirt.
So it's not actual marinara sauce?
No.
Then what is even
What
the
a
point?
fucking idiot. God damn it. You had the keys to the kingdom. And you blew it.
I'm gonna do my best Enzo Amore impression real quick, and it's gonna suck, but, a real OG, may you rest in a paradise similar to the one you created, hashtag RIP Hugh Hefner.
Okay, so, like, I've heard Enzo Amore actually speak, and that was an awful impression.
Yeah, I know, again, I said it was going to be bad, and I don't care.
It was awful because it didn't make me want to fucking die. That's how I know it wasn't good.
Here's a picture he tweeted of somebody in the Cruiserweight division who is apparently equal to Captain Underpants.
What?
Oh, yeah. He calls this one dude Captain Underpants all the time because he thinks it's really funny.
This Enzo tweet is just him saying the word logic with an emote of somebody sleeping and then a broken emote.
Where's the fucking poop emoji? Where's your branding?
I'm going to the fight to start a fight.
I feel like we've gotten off track.
So yeah, Novartis. It's really kind of weird that they decided to choose the match where Cesaro isn't in it. But that's just me. So, I'm sure at least one of the few things people know about No Mercy is Cesaro's teeth got fucked up.
I did see that.
His teeth got fucking massacred.
Yeah, I posted it in our chat and also forgot that, like, whoops, I probably should have not embedded it just in case.
Probably not, but...
No, it's fine, Dup. You got a face full of man lacking part of his face.
So, despite that, Cesaro is still here for his boy. Still doing the Goro pose, still doing the fusion dance. What a mensch, you know. So it turns out, Cesaro's teeth weren't chipped, they were just shoved way up into his gums.
Oh, that's worse.
Even worse, honestly.
Well, at least they can pull them down, so his teeth can he still has his fucking teeth, they just need to pull them down. It's just gonna hurt like shit.
Ooh.
So yeah, it still fucking sucks and looks gross and requires surgery, but at least he still has his teeth kind of in his face head.
I mean, there's that, I guess.
So now it's time for Sheamus versus Rollins. And it's a match where the two fight, and then there's the two... Because Ambrose is on Rollins' side, and then you got Cesaro on Sheamus' side. And it's like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel. Just like, come on, you can do it! You gotta believe in the heart of the cards. You gotta believe in the heart of having no teeth. Thanks. Star doesn't have teeth. Come on, we just covered this.
It's not wrong.
So there's this weird moment where Sheamus misses a pin, and then he decides, well, I can't really OTG or get any fucking Oki set up against Rollins, so I'm just gonna go onto the turnbuckle and taunt.
He's getting into that Yomi.
Then Rollins gets up from the hard knockdown and fucking hits him with a kunai with chain, gets a suplex, and closes it out. And then commercial.
Nice!
Come back. Backstage with Finn Balor. And he's just walking around, and who pops up? It's Goldust with the paint and everything.
Wait, what?
So Goldust, he's mad because he didn't want to be seen as a victim because Finn Balor wrecked Bray Wyatt's asshole super hard.
So, wait, there was no, like, actual end to, like, this Goldust thing?
It was last week where he's like, I gotta fight him without the paint to prove I'm a real man. And then he's lost.
And then now he's got the paint on again.
Yeah.
What?
I guess because...
No, this checks out.
I think it's because I think Finn beat Bray at No Mercy, so he's like, I can be me again, but I have to prove my worth against Finn Balor?
Nani?
It's not like I fucking understand. So Finn's like, hey, if I offended you, I'm sorry. Totally not what I meant, but if I hurt you, I'm truly sorry. And it's like, you know, internet could learn a lot from you right here, Finn Balor. But that's beside the point. Goldust is like, you know what? I appreciate it. Thank you. I accept your apology. And he fucking punches him in the face and wrecks his asshole. And throws him all over the place. And Finn Balor, he doesn't even try fighting back. And he just looks up like, why? And Goldust tells him that he's like, you should keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And then he does the weirdest thing. He tells him it's from The Godfather. Like, Goldust is citing his fucking sources for his stupid little lines.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Like, Dustin's up to date on his copyright laws. Jesus Christ. I'm the king of the world. That's from Titanic.
1990, whatever.
So dumb. Well, whatever. So then they recap Cena's woes from last night, and Cena's getting all emotional and shit, and he starts talking like, I can't keep up with the pace anymore. And maybe it's my time. You know, maybe my time's coming and shit.
Are you saying that his time is up, his time is now?
Quite possibly. And they're saying this, and it ends on a shot of Cena, like, walking into the fucking sun. Like, what? And then he passes the torch to the commercials. Goody.
Finally, nobody can see John Cena without actually going blind now that he's part of the sun.
He has become one of the Lords of Cinder. So we come back from commercial break. And it's time for Reigns versus Miz. And at this point I'm thinking, did Reigns really need the torch from Cena, so to speak? Like, he was already one of the script boys. Does he really need double script boy power? This seems a little redundant, you know?
No, it's good.
It's like, oh my god. Here, Goku, have my power, said Vegeta. And Vegeta just died.
I'm pretty sure that actually happened, though.
Yeah, and it's stupid. So the match opens. Miz is he's basically trying to negotiate over Reigns with this handshake. And it takes Reigns a fucking, like, entire minute to go like, duh, okay, I'll accept the handshake and then toss you out of the ring. I'm so clever. Asshole. Now, Miz is way too fucking scared to get back in the ring, so he's just kind of dancing around like, oh no, don't hurt me. This is the most boring fucking footsies I've ever seen. Like, Street Fighter V has more interesting footsies than this. Jesus Christ. He finally gets in the fucking ring eventually, and that promptly leads Miz to fucking eating it. So I guess he was right. He probably shouldn't have gotten back in the ring. But the Mizians are there, so obviously Reigns gets fucked the moment he's got his back turned. And now he's just hugging Reigns' chin. Just like, I want to hug it.
Okay.
You have a nice chin. Allow me to hug your chin.
And Reigns breaks out of this grapple in a way that makes it look like it's a fucking QTE. Like someone's mashing a button for him to get out of this. And then he flips everybody out of the ring because he's Roman Reigns.
Great.
Checks out.
he gets another fucking QTE where he's just punching Miz on the turnbuckle, and it looks like some Red Hot 100 shit. Just not as cool. And it made me think, like, oh my god. If anybody deserves it, well, not deserves it, but if anybody's gonna get it, it would be Reigns to get the Protect Earth QTE prompt. But sadly, I don't think that's gonna happen. He's not gonna be fighting Jurginga. It's not gonna happen. Me, I'm sad. So the Mizians trying to do their devious shit. Reigns kicks their asses to the curb. That's how you spend your shadow meter, you know?
Yeah.
But then how does he win? Reigns uses the spear, because of course he does, and he gets the winning pin! Because of course he does.
Great.
So he's celebrating for like 5 seconds, and his theme is playing. He's like, yeah, I did it. And then the Mizians just come and fucking wreck his asshole. And just stomp him into the turnbuckle.
Good.
They stop his theme like cold, just like, oh wait, no, now he's dying.
Great. Good.
Yeah,
And
no, this
I want you to
sounds like good shit.
keep in mind, this goes on for like as long as the match does. Of the Mizians just kicking his ass, and then he starts fighting back, and he like activates X Factor, and he's like, grrr! But then the three, like, Miz and his Mizians come in, and they have chairs, and they start beating the shit out of him. And then that's just it. And we watched that for like 3 fucking minutes of him just getting killed with chairs.
Great. Did we
Like,
write this
oh my
episode
God.
and not know about it?
Well, that would have been Enzo then.
Fair enough.
So then they finally decide, okay, I guess we've killed him enough. And they do what I guess is the shield fist bump thing over his corpse for the ultimate disrespect, which is a huge dick move.
Great.
I needed the commentators to tell me that was what it was, because it looked like some Wonder Twins, like, Green Lantern shit. And I was like, what are they doing? By our powers combined, Captain Planet!
Twin powers activate form of Script Boy.
Oh, it was so confusing. And then we go to a commercial of 2K18, which I didn't really give a shit. Wrestling 2K18, not like basketball. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't give a shit, but there's a Snoop Dogg rap over it. There's like a specific raw Snoop Dogg rap. And I was getting some like Tekken Tag 2 flashbacks.
God, I forgot about that.
This like Tekken.
How,
Knock him down!
how did you forget about the best part of Tekken Tag Tournament 2, the Snoop Dogg stage?
Because I never played much of
I didn't
Tekken Tag
either.
2.
But you know what? I can't forget that shit.
I mean, fair.
He's got fists
but...
like Tekken. Run it, homie.
Like, not only
Fuck,
did
it's
Snoop
so-
Dogg make a song for Tag Tournament 2, he is in the Snoop Dogg stage.
Yeah, he gets a fucking
He
stage.
sure is.
Yeah, like he's sitting on a giant golden throne.
No, I trust me, I remember it now that you bring it up. It's just kind of forgot about it in the first place.
He knocks him down.
He sure does.
But with 2 C's instead of a K.
Run it, homie. That's like the entire song. I'm sorry. There's not a lot to say. That's like the entire fucking song. Is fist like Tekken. Run it, homie. I knock him down. There's like 2 or 3 more phrases in there. Anyways, fuck. We gotta resolve that random beatdown when we come back from the commercial break that Goldust just put on Finn earlier. So let's just have a match. Okay. That was convenient that they just had a spot open. So Finn is like, he's fucking up Goldust, because of course. And then, I think, that's what it is. Goldust starts like fucking up Finn's already busted up ribs. And then, that's like the entirety of this entire block of programming. Because then commercials show up.
Great!
Nice!
Awesome! We come back and Goldust is just hugging Finn's ribs. And all this rib talk is making me hungry at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I was in the mood for some fucking baby back ribs right about that.
Your mind goes to weird places.
Really? Me, the guy who made a fucking We're Back at Dinosaur story reference.
Honestly, I thought you were going to go with the time you made a Moby Dick fanfic where everybody turned into a furniture.
No. Captain Ahab turned them into furniture.
That's even more confusing and weird!
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Why did you write that?
I think it was something like I looked for something that gives you prompts online, and it was like, it gives you 3 words, and it was like, Ahab, furniture, and magic. Very well. So I just went with it.
Clearly.
So then Finn, he doesn't quite go fucking Shin Akuma. He just kind of goes to Evil Ryu, and he's got this wild look in his eyes. And he's running around the place, and he gets a random pin and wins.
Okay.
Alright.
Because of course. And we're done, right? Random jump scares! Oh no, shitstorm's coming early.
Oh no.
God.
But then nothing. Nothing happens.
Well, yeah,
We
we're
cut
not
back
yet
and-
in Bray's house of jump scares.
We cut back and it's just Finn Balor in this dark lit ring looking around like, what the hell's happening? And then a creepy version of he's got the whole world in his hands starts playing.
They're still doing that, huh?
Yeah, and then we just move on. What? Ray doesn't even talk or show up or anything? That's it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Commercials.
Good.
Come back and they're showing some stills, and one of them all I can see is this fucking anime sign in the background. It's like, where's Waldo? Just looking for the fucking anime signs in the back. Because there's always going to be anime signs.
How many Kimono Friends have you seen?
I haven't seen any of those yet. Then again, I don't know what the fuck that is. So.
I was gonna say, I like how almost Zen knew what you were talking about.
No, I don't. I don't know. All these fucking newfangled meme-ass animes with their Toblerones and shit. I don't even know what the hell's happening anymore, man. Jaden Smiths or whatever the hell.
Hey, Zed, bad news.
Yeah.
I don't think you deserve this big Toblerone.
What is with the Toblerone? What does it mean?
I don't. Okay, so I haven't watched Neo Yokio, but as far as I know, it's just like, hey, you should go see this girl because I guess you put her in the hospital. You should bring her. So it's like, okay, I'll go see her. I'm gonna bring her a big Toblerone. And then he goes there, walks into the room, and the first thing he says is, "Hey, I'm here. I brought you a big Toblerone." And then,
All I saw was that fucking picture of him on the bench and an artist being like, this perspective makes no fucking sense.
oh man, I haven't even gotten to the best part. Eventually, like, it starts raining, and I guess she says some evil shit. So Jaden Smith's character is like, "You don't deserve this big Toblerone," and then you just see him sitting outside in the rain with a big Toblerone.
Oh, God.
Anime was a mistake.
I don't know shit about anime still to this day. And it doesn't sound like I'm missing much, because it just sounds like I'm missing some fucking nightmare, like, straight up Nightmare of Menses nonsense garbage bullshit. Neo Yokio and dogs with bird heads and birds with dog heads and shit.
No, that's BoJack Horseman.
When's pigs versus ninjas? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Anyways, anime signs. You're gonna see them at Raw a lot. And then we go backstage for some awkward talk with Bailey and Sasha after last night because they fought each other and like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, me too, I guess. Yeah. Fuck, it's Enzo time! God damn it! So, Enzo is talking to Kurt Angle still, and Kurt Angle is having fucking none of it. And I can't blame him. Enzo's like, hey, for my celebration match, you better make sure that there's a no touching me clause.
What?
And I don't want anybody touching me or hurting me, and if they touch me, they can't have my title ever. They can't ever challenge me for the title. And Kurt Angle's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And they cut away. Enzo's walking away, and we linger a little bit on Kurt Angle, talking on the phone, and then we cut away. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe Kurt Angle isn't listening to him. Maybe Kurt Angle is like fucking calling in a hit on Enzo, and I really wanted that to be the case, but sadly it isn't.
I can't wait for the Enzo mission in Hitman Season 2.
Oh, please. But how will I know who Enzo is? How do you fucking miss him with his stupid goddamn hair and his poop emoji? So we get to the ring. We got Nia Jax against Sasha and Bayley. But first they have to fight the commercial break. Fuck! Come back. Nia Jax continues to get teamed up with Emma. And she seems about as happy about it as I am. Like, she really is constantly looking at Emma like, why the fuck? And then, oh shit, it's the Tube Men, so I guess that means Bayley's coming out.
Great.
Like, in my mind, that's her stand, is she calls out the Tube Men. And that's it. That's a shitty stand, but...
And said, what would the name of that stand be?
I don't fucking know. You spin me right round, I don't fucking care.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't watch fucking JoJo's.
It just has to be like the name of a song or a band. It doesn't even have to be related. Like, one of them has a toy plane that can shoot guns, and it's named Aerosmith.
Alright, her stand is called I'm a Mover. So, Bayley's shoulder apparently got fucked up by Nia Jax like 2 months ago, and that's why she hasn't been around for a while. And now she's fighting Nia Jax, and it's like some Bane versus Batman shit. It's time to get some retribution. Commercials.
Nice!
Great.
So we get back, and Bayley is essentially getting Ambrosed here. Like, she's playing the part of Dean Ambrose pretty well, of fucking dying on the floor, and that's about it. Trying to tag, but getting fucking comboed into infinity. And then the commentators are talking about Enzo's stupid bullshit. One of the commentators, the saint of a man, is trying to get the show shut down before Enzo's stupid bullshit actually happens.
Great.
And he was doing the Lord's work, but sadly it didn't happen. So, finally gets that tag on Sasha. Sasha comes in, gets a bunch of soft knockdowns against Emma. That's who it is. I kind of forget sometimes. Very unmemorable. But yeah, she gets a bunch of soft knockdowns, has some amazing Oki. And then Bayley gets tagged in after a huge-ass knee from Sasha, gets a belly-to-belly, and pins for the win. Yay, Emma doesn't win. I'm happy. Backstage with Enzo, who thankfully isn't mic'd properly. Good. Somebody says, I've never been less excited for a party in my life. Me too.
Great. Also, just to go back a little bit, I think yesterday, which would be Wednesday as of this recorded, they announced that Bayley is in the Nintendo World Championship this year.
Yeah, I guess that happened.
Alright.
So, I just thought I'd bring that up because it was semi-relevant and interesting. So, tell me more about Shitface McGee and his incredible party.
Hey, fuckface McGee.
Gotta get
and besides,
right.
we have to do commercials first. Okay, commercials. Back and here we go. What did I do to deserve this? Is this what hell is like? And then, no, we're getting Enzo dick shots because of the belt now. I can't comprehend how this could ever be any worse.
I mean, he could be actually nude.
Comprehendibly worse. He's not going to be nude.
You say that, but there was a shtick like a couple months back where he was running around backstage nude.
Yeah, they're not going to show it, though.
Yeah, I know, but like...
So Enzo's like, hey, it's me, your boy. And fuck you. Blackheart is my boy. Wesker is my boy. You, fuckwit, you are not my boy. So he's got this stupid fucking jersey he made overnight that says Certified G on it, and he wants to hang it in the rafters or some shit. And I'm just like, fuck you. And then we are mercifully treated to some party crashers, which is the entire cruiserweight division.
Great.
They all come out, and they're just like, fuck you, Enzo. Nobody likes him! Nobody likes him!
Nobody.
So he's talking shit about somebody's dancing ability, and oh my god. When his entire dance repertoire is bouncing around like a fucking mating bird. I don't want to hear it, asshole. Then he calls Grand Metalik fat. Like, are you just making shit up now?
That
What?
sounds like something Enzo would do.
I'm very confused.
But then Neville comes out. I guess he decided to wake up.
Has he showered
Neville-
yet?
No.
Ugh.
I think that gives him his power.
He's like Samson, but instead of being unable to cut his hair, he's unable to touch soap.
You keep that soap away from me.
No, not the turpentine.
I think if soap touches his body, it melts his skin off. Is the thing. So Neville's going on about how everyone hates Enzo. I'm sorry, yeah, Neville's going on about how everyone hates Enzo. Because he's an unbearable shithead that takes others for granted. Yeah!
Yeah?
Yeah! And a straight mic drop from Neville, and he walks down to the ring. And Enzo's like, no, don't do it! I got this no touching me clause! And he's waving it around like some Dr. Doom diplomatic immunity shit.
Enzo wishes he was Dr. Doom.
God, I wish he was Dr. Doom, because then, you know what?
Do you, though? Because wouldn't that make Dr. Doom worse?
No, because then it would... No, I'm just saying, I want... Like, take Enzo out, make it Dr. Doom. Like, you fucking cut him out of the picture, MS Paint style. Drag him out, and you put a picture of Dr. Doom in there.
Friendship ended with Enzo. Now Dr. Doom is my best friend.
What friendship was there with Enzo? Dr. Doom is one of my boys. You know who isn't? Fucking Enzo Amore. So Enzo's little tirade here is pretty much just proving Neville right. Oh my god, you all suck. I'm the only person who could ever do this. I'm the only one. None of you are as much of a star as me. And I make all the merch money and shit. I'm doing it for you. Oh, wow. What a hero. Neville doesn't give a shit. Neville doesn't give a shit about that, and he doesn't give a fuck about his claws. So, it's time to cook some pizza and cook it fierce.
What?
Because he's stupid Italian fuckwit. Faux Italian fuckwit. I'm saying he's gonna beat the shit out of him, because he does. And then he takes the no touch clause and shoves it in Enzo's mouth.
Wait, legit?
Yes.
That rules.
And, I mean, now Neville can't fight for the whatever championship cruiserweight thing. And I just hope they don't take away Neville's bed backstage. As long as he has that, he should be fine. So, Enzo, he's trying to run away. I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. And the cruiserweights just form a goddamn wall and tell him to go fuck himself and bounce him right back into Neville.
Great.
This is where he shoves the claws into his mouth. Just crumples it up and fucking sticks it in there. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just like, yes, kill him, Neville. Put him in a fucking body bag. And of course, we got our obligatory shot of Enzo convulsing on the ground with a wide-eyed stare because he's fucking dead again.
Your favorite part of the show, I assume.
It is. So it turns out, much like Ryu, Enzo has no friends, no family, and no life. And that's Raw. That's Raw for the week.
Wow, alright.
Okay. I'm glad Raw ended on just everybody beating the shit out of Enzo.
Yep, it did. And it was a good way to end it. A weird way, because it doesn't really seem like that was the biggest, like the all-star match of this entire thing, but whatever. Seems like something that'd be put in the middle, especially since it's the fucking cruiserweights and no one seems to give a shit about them. But, hey, I'm not gonna look a gift beating the shit out of Enzo in the mouth.
So, Zed, if you had to rate SmackDown this week, what would you give it? Or rate Raw, sorry.
Let's see. Like a 7.5. It
Eh.
was okay. Too much recap, which I knew was going to happen, but still. And then the fact that a lot of the booking seemed really weird. It seemed like all the matches were just fucking arranged in such a weird way. Like they just hit the shuffle button on where these matches go. It didn't really have any kind of flow, I guess is what I'd say.
What would you give it, Dup?
I'd give it an Enzo eat shit out of 10.
I know I'm not normally one to rate Raw at all, but I'm gonna give it a "We're Back, a Dinosaur Story" out of 10.
Fuck.
Remember the brain train?
No,
And the
'cause I
kids
never
turn into
watched that.
monkeys?
No, because I didn't watch that movie.
Well, you're missing out.
Am I?
Yes.
I don't think I am.
I can't wait for next week's episode of Raw featuring an American Tale: Enzo Goes West.
Oh, fuck that. Next week is all about Brave Little Toaster.
God.
So, I assume you also know nothing about SmackDown then?
Nope.
I sure don't.
Alright, so SmackDown, let's just get into it. It starts with a recap, again, of Kevin Owens beating the shit out of Vince McMahon, which still owns, but also a recap of the rest of the story with the McMahons, which sucks. I hate this.
You gotta see it all, though.
Yeah, but, like, this entire storyline sucks.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. Cut to Enzo Amore.
Well, so here's the difference. At least Enzo is quote-unquote the talent. This story is literally about the McMahons, and Kevin Owens is just kind of there. Which, like, I don't want a story about the people who own the thing when I'm there to watch the people who are the talent. Recap ends, though, and Kevin Owens heads down to the ring, and, like, he starts cutting his promo, but not before they show that Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon are having a match at Hell in a Cell, and I swear to God, dude, the CG they're using to show off all of the matches is just the puzzle box from Hellraiser.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope it's like Hellworld, the best Hellraiser movie. You know, the one about the internet and video games.
Great.
Where Lance Hendrickson is the host of a party, and he thinks he's Pinhead or some shit. So he gives these kids drugs because his son played a game with them that got him killed. So he hates them, and then he kills them, and then Pinhead kills him. Great movie!
See, the problem with this is I have no idea if you're just making shit up, because I know next to nothing about Hellraiser.
No, I think that's like the 8th Hellraiser movie. It's called Hellworld, because that's the name of the video game.
There's 8 of these.
Which is like this shitty Flash browser game.
Great.
Oh my god, fuck that movie.
So, eventually during Kevin's promo, the ska boy, Sami Zayn, comes out, and I was so zoned out at this point, I had no idea why, and I could realize, like, within 2 sentences, that ska boy just came out to continue the plot, and I zoned back out again.
Nice.
In fact, my next note is Dan O'Brien comes out. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm very much not caring about this story.
I know what that's like, so I understand.
So the only thing that of interest that comes from this is one of the matches tonight is Kevin Owens versus the Ska Boy. Why not? Can we move on, please?
No.
Come on.
I cannot wait until this plot line is done, but God knows it's gonna go on until like the next major pay-per-view probably. Gah.
Yay.
So, they announced that Rusev tonight is having a celebration for beating up Randy Orton in less than 10 seconds, as a reminder, and it's to get the key to his hometown. Sure.
Oh, I think I saw that key. Where it looks like the stupid fucking N64 Bowser key. I think I saw pictures of that.
Yeah, kinda. Commercials happen.
Nice.
Hey, do y'all know about the horrors of Canadian public service announcements?
I mean, of course I do. No, not really.
Duff?
No.
Okay, so perhaps the most famous one is what about workplace accidents, where it's like a chef lady and she's like, oh man, I have all of these perfect things going on for me in life, but I'm not going to be able to fulfill them ever because somebody forgot to clean up the grease, and so that's going to kill me. And then she slips on the grease and pours like a bunch of boiling hot water on herself, and then you get a close-up of her face.
Ah.
I saw that in Sleepaway Camp.
Anywho, the PSA we get this week is for Mothers Against Drunk Driving Canada. where the lady's having her perfect day. She's sitting on the dock reading her book. Her kids are reading, or like on a canoe, and her husband and their friends are out on their boat, drunk boating, having a booze cruise, as they say. And then
do they really say that?
Yep.
I don't think anybody.
Nope.
But they should, because booze cruise is how you should say it.
Well, I mean, like, that's exactly how they say it. It's like the kids are out in the canoe and Johnny's having a booze cruise. Everything's perfect. And then we get a jump scare of, like, the boat, like, just slamming into the canoe. And then you see the lady and she screams. And then you just see the canoe, like, ripped in half with, like, noodles sitting in it. And then it pops up Mothers Against Drunk Driving and then fades to black. And it's like, why are Canadian PSAs like this?
It's no German forklift video, I gotta tell you. Or Pee Wee Herman telling you that this is crack. Because that's the best one.
About that.
So we get a recap when we come back of last week's brawl between AJ and Baron. Because I can't say it was a match, because the bell never rang.
Yeah, there are a lot of matches like that.
Yeah. So as a quick reminder, Ty Dillinger just kind of came out, stomped the shit out of Baron Corbin's, like, ankle, and then AJ went for the calf crusher, and Baron tapped, but technically the match never started. Or ended.
Okay. Sure.
So, anywho, Baron's out here, and he's going to be fighting against Ty Dillinger, who the Titantron still says the numbers don't lie whenever Ty Dillinger comes out. And it distracts me every time.
They don't lie.
And then, after both of these two competitors are in the ring, AJ Styles' theme plays, and he decides that he's going to come down and he's going to do commentary. But I didn't realize that at first, so I thought he was just coming down to the ring to tell Baron and Ty, or rather to ask Baron and Ty if they could see the curve of the WWE universe.
Okay.
All I'm saying is NASA's making shit up.
God.
So Ty throws Baron out of the ring before the match even starts, and then there's more commercials.
Because of course there is.
At one point during the match, when we come back though, Baron throws AJ's water onto him, and then when AJ gets up to confront him, Baron, like, grabs Ty and then throws him into AJ and makes, like, Ty hit him with a spear. And then they're both just, like, knocked down on the ground, and Baron wins via countout.
Okay.
Most of the fight kind of took place during the commercials. And
I love matches like that.
That just sounds like a good thing.
And then, like, what was on TV was kind of there. And then Baron grabs a mic, and he's like, hey, AJ Styles, at Hell in a Cell, we're going to have a match, and I'm going to get that title. And that's it.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I actually put in my note. My note is Baron decides he's having a match with AJ for the title at Hell in a Cell. Sure.
I don't know what else response you're gonna say to that.
Pretty much. But then we get a backstage shot. Jinder Mahal and his lackeys are coming down to the ring, and the commentary says that he's going to respond to his inflammatory comments from last week. Yeah, that's certainly a way to refer to racist comments.
Yeah. Oh, they were just inflammatory, okay.
He just had a heated wrestling moment.
Yeah. Sorry, sometimes when I get mad, I just say things like that.
So, Jinder's out in the ring, and the crowd cuts him off as he's basically saying, and I swear to God, I went a bit far, but I wasn't wrong, so...
So it was one of those I'm sorry you're offended apologies.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it's really you who's making this a problem.
And oh good, we're doing the same awful shtick he's been doing for the last 2 weeks. Ugh. So, Nakamura shows up on the Titantron eventually, and then he, like, says 5 words and then vanishes.
Alright.
Except then his theme music starts playing, and the violins have intensified, and he is coming down to the ring. And the Satan brothers like try to attack him before he can get into the ring, but he just kind of like throws them into the barricade and then keeps going on his way without even caring. But then like Jinder grabs them and throws him into the turn or ring post and like starts beating the shit out of him. But eventually Nakamura ends up gaining the momentum and then beats the shit out of the Singh brothers when they try to get in the way, and then hits Jinder with the Kinshasa, and that's that segment. Neat.
Fuck him up.
So here's my next two notes, completely unchanged. I just realized we're 45 minutes in, and there's only been one match. Kill me.
Oh, boy.
And, oh wow, we went from one segment to another without a commercial. What the shit is going on?
Oh.
New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. New
Alright, things
Day
are picking
Rocks.
up.
So, apparently the New Day isn't scheduled to be here. Okay, but they're, like, coming down the ramp anyways. Commercials!
Yes.
I take back what I said it before about switching from one commercial to another. And as I mentioned earlier, oh good, we're already advertising TLC on SmackDown.
Nice.
So the next match is the Hype Bros versus the Usos, and the New Day are just in the crowd snarking them. Like, Xavier Woods has his phone out, and he's literally streaming this match on Facebook Live, and then Kofi's, like, sitting beside him with a box of Bootios that's being held by his title belt, and he's just kind of, like, chomping down on cereal.
See, this is the MST3K reboot I wanted.
Yeah, and then Big E's just beside him, and he's got, like, a giant thing of popcorn that's bigger than his head. It's great. And as a reminder, last week the Hype Bros said they needed to do something quote-unquote drastic. So, let's find out if they do. I looked away because I got a text, and 10 seconds later the Usos won.
Yeah.
So, the Usos, like, get all up in the New Day's business, just, like, 2 feet in front of them, yelling at them, and then Big E reaches into his popcorn bucket and just pulls a microphone out.
Okay.
That's where you put them! Butter's really good for microphones.
So, the New Day and the Usos decide that at Hell in a Cell, their match is going to be a Hell in a Cell match. And there's like 4 Hell in a Cell matches this year at Hell in a Cell.
So, okay, Hell is coming to SmackDown, and it will be in a cell. And it's going to be everybody in the cell.
Yep.
That feels like it kind of defeats the purpose of Hell in a Cell. Where it's special because only, like, a couple people fight in there, and that's it.
Yep.
No, everybody fights. We paid a lot for this fucking cage, alright?
So we come back from commercials, and Aiden English is back out in the ring yet again, but he's here as the master of celebrations for Rusev's celebration of victory. There was an actual name for it that I can't remember. And apparently he sings the Bulgarian national anthem. I couldn't tell you if he actually did, because I don't know it.
The only Bulgarian I know is from that stupid Bulgarian Shrek Christmas special we watched. That's all I know.
Great.
So I don't fuck.
So, Aiden English actually gets to finish his psalm this time, and Rusev comes out in his, like, fanciest suit, which is to say, jeans and a sweater vest.
Oh boy.
Also, the mayor fellow is speaking Bulgarian, or he was, but then he starts speaking English again. September the 26th shall from here on forever be known as Rusev Day. Mark it on your calendars, kids.
I don't fucking care.
We got a quote-unquote recap of Rusev's match last week against Randy Orton, where he beat him in 9 seconds. And I say recap because they just show the entire match instead of, like...
Yeah, I was going to say, at that point, you're just showing the entire match.
Yeah. So fancy-ass Professor Rusev is here to tell you about the history of Randy Orton and how he, quote-unquote, ripped the fangs out of the Viper's mouth.
Oh,
okay.
So he's a scientist like Ryu?
I guess.
Nailed it.
Also, he says, like, probably the funniest thing I've ever heard come out of SmackDown. I destroyed the legend of the Legend Killer.
Okay.
Oh my god, who kills the Legend Killers? Thanks.
Also, I guess Rusev declares himself as the new king of the SmackDown jungle. And then Aiden English is like, now it's time for me to premiere my new Rusev Day anthem. And he starts singing it. It's beautiful. I love Rusev Day. Thank God for Rusev Day.
I'm unconvinced.
And then Randy shows up out of nowhere and RKO's Aiden English, and then also RKO's Rusev. What?
That's
what he does.
It sounded like that just happened.
Here's my next 2 notes completely unedited. No, seriously, where did he even come from? He's already gone.
Nice.
The Phantom Randy Orton has ruined the first annual Rusev Day. This sucks.
Well, Holiday's dead.
Commercials.
Yeah, that's the real holiday I want to celebrate.
Commercial day?
Yeah, well, Black Friday.
Yeah.
Here's a note that we touched upon earlier, but I think that was a commercial with Snoop Dogg rapping about how cool WWE 2K18 is.
You got that too, then?
Yeah, I think it might have been different, though, because it wasn't, like, specifically about Raw. They mentioned a lot of people from SmackDown.
And knock them down.
And then we get another commercial that's basically shouting, hey kids, put your Enzo figurine into this cage and then launch wrestlers at it to free him. Can I just put Enzo in the cage and then toss the cage away?
I was gonna say, take your Enzo figure and stick it in a fucking wood chipper. There you go, problem solved.
So they announce, when they come back from commercials, that Rusev and Randy is happening at Hell in a Cell. It is not a Hell in a Cell match, though. There is not 5 Hell in a Cell matches at Hell in a Cell. How many times can I say Hell in a Cell before it stops having any meaning?
Cell in a hell.
Enough.
So the next match is Charlotte versus Carmella. And honestly, the worst part of Carmella that I thankfully managed to forget until, like, SmackDown is that her theme is the most copyright-dodging shit I've ever heard in WWE, because it sounds exactly like Fancy by Iggy Azalea. A definitely good song to rip off. Definitely.
Good job.
Also, Carmella has James Ellsworth wearing a dog collar and on a leash and then ties him to the ring?
Kinky. Ooh, wow, getting a little kinky, aren't we? SmackDown After Dark.
Next note. Corey Graves seems to be all about the idea of Carmella putting a dog collar on him. I'm very much confused about this. Why am I hearing this?
Isn't this the Yakuza, like, submission?
I mean...
I think I saw that.
How to Train Your James Ellsworth.
Out.
Commercials happen mid-match.
Nice.
They showed an ad for a bunch of live shows happening in Canada, and at one point, the ad features Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins attempting to fist bump, and they show 2 different angles of them completely missing each other on 2 different occasions.
Well, I'm guessing that Seth Rollins is doing some puppeteering with Ambrose's corpse, so it's a little hard to fist bump yourself when you're using one arm to move his.
So we come back from commercials, and it seems Carmella's had the momentum the entire match. And hey, they actually showed a minor recap of things that happened during the commercial.
Is that allowed?
Apparently. Here's another note, completely unchanged. Corey Graves, please stop referring to this women's match with references and comparisons to the television show Entourage.
No, Entourage. Jeremy Piven or fucking whatever Jeremy it is. I don't fucking remember. I don't watch that show. Fuck, I don't give a shit. Jeremy! That's all I know about that show. There's a guy named Jeremy. That's good enough, right?
Sure. So if the both of you had to choose, who do you think wins this match? Charlotte or Carmella?
Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yep, you got it. Nailed it in one. Surprisingly, literally no one. Charlotte won, or Jeremy won the match.
Yep.
Is it Charlotte, though? I'm guessing Charlotte.
Yeah. Charlotte wins despite the fact that she didn't have the momentum for any part of the match. Also,
Yeah, sounds about right.
Also, hey, why do they keep making Carmella look so weak when she has the money in the bank?
I don't fucking know.
So Natalya comes back out, and she's here to taunt Charlotte, and her whole thing is, I'm glad Ric Flair didn't die, because now he gets to watch me kick your ass at Hell in a Cell. It's not a Hell in a Cell match, though. Also, hey, can we please stop using Ric Flair for promos? Thank you in advance.
No.
I'm glad Ric Flair's alive so he can watch me kick your ass. Otherwise, I wouldn't give a shit if he died. That's all I care about.
They showed Cena's debut from 15 years ago, and, like, it's the dumbest thing, because it's him versus Kurt Angle, and he comes out, and Kurt's like, hey, so, what do you have that makes you think you can beat me when all these other suckers can't? And then Cena, like, hyperextends his neck, and, like, you can see the veins pulsing out as he's trying to say this as angrily as he can. He's just like, ruthless aggression.
Sure.
He's useless because he's ruthless.
Also, I can't stop thinking about how garbage his hair looked. Like, he was going for the top-only look, but his hair was all it was messed up to hell and back, and it kind of looked like he tried to clip it himself right before the match.
Sure.
He was punished Cena at that time.
Punished Cena.
So good news. Next week, the Fashion Files are back.
Yay?
Yeah! Also, hey, The Undertaker's here.
Okay.
So, everybody's cheering.
Sure.
It's great. He, gets down into the ring. He takes his hat off. It's Dolph Ziggler!
Okay.
I don't care about your gimmick, you fuckhead. Just go away.
Also, here's another actual, like, unedited note here. Oh, eat shit, it's Dolph Ziggler. You don't get to besmirch the good name of The Undertaker, you complete idiot.
Yeah, that's Roman Reigns' job.
The crowd starts chanting, you suck, and it's my favorite part of the show. Also, Dolph actually does say one thing that I think is kind of funny. Because he makes fun of the crowd by shouting, did you actually think you'd see The Undertaker 2 times in 1 year? Idiots!
It is hard to get his skeleton out of the grave and moving.
Also, hey, good news, Dolph Ziggler has finally stepped into the ring. And he's still saying that he's the best to ever wrestle. But he hasn't wrestled yet!
You just gotta take my word for it, alright? I'm really good.
Bobby Roode shows up to save us from Dolph Ziggler. Shit has gotten glorious. Also, it's at this point I realize that Bobby Roode's theme music is more over than the entire roster for both shows combined. Like, it's deafening how loud the crowd gets because so many people are singing along to his theme song. Also, Roode's entire promo is just, like, my note-taking of Dolph Ziggler for the past couple of weeks distilled down into one wrestling promo.
Oh, so like what the Miz said about Enzo that one time.
Yeah. So they're not fighting tonight. They're going to have a match at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I'm assuming Hell in a Cell is a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's the SmackDown pay-per-view next week?
This shit is so fucking annoying. Yeah, we're gonna fight and it's gonna be super cool, but we're not gonna do it now. You're gonna have to wait for that shit.
Also, I do need to point out they are not having a Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell. It is just a regular match at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's a match in a cell, but there's no hell.
No, unfortunately there was no steel cage matches at Hell in a Cell. Also, I swear to God, if Bobby Roode loses, I'm gonna riot.
He'll probably lose.
Dolph Ziggler shouts at Bobby Roode, "You are everything wrong with WWE, that's why I'm gonna kick your ass!" Sure.
Sounds good.
Bobby shuts him up, though, to tell him that Hell in a Cell is going to be glorious! And, hey, can we just not have Dolph next week, or ever again? Please?
Oh, you wish.
We're 15 minutes out from the end of the show, and the main event is happening, but it's furthering the Shane and Kevin story, and I just don't care. And
Not caring seems to be the theme for SmackDown.
I care about everything else. It's just, this is what they're putting the most importance on, so it's getting the most development, but it's also the worst part. And, you know how I said that this entire segment is just about the McMahons rather than the talent?
Mm-hmm.
In the most tone-deaf thing I've seen on WWE in a while, the camera cuts backstage mid-match to show that Shane McMahon has entered the arena. Okay, so there's literally 10 minutes left of the show, but there's yet another commercial.
Nice!
I love it.
We come back, and holy shit, the Ska Boy did a suicide dive over the top rope to hit Kevin outside of the ring. That's some crazy cruiserweight shit. Also, Kevin hits Sami Zayn, the Ska Boy, with a power bomb on the apron, and, like, it looks like it actually legit hurt like all hell. Kevin got disqualified because he murdered Sammy outside of the ring instead of inside the ring. Poor form, Owens. Poor form.
You do that shit in the ring, motherfucker.
The medical staff comes out and they're like trying to bring Sammy backstage. But Kevin's just out here grabbing chairs now and he's looking to finish what he started. And so he puts Sammy's neck in a chair and was about to throw him into the ring post. But then Shane like runs out to the ring. And then, and probably my favorite part of this entire storyline so far, Shane gets owned because Kevin throws Sammy into him, and then Kevin escapes through the crowd.
Sure.
This episode of SmackDown
Get
happened.
the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this episode of SmackDown sure happened.
It sounds like it.
SmackDown this week kind of sucked again. It was better than last week, though, so I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Like, I don't feel the urge to stop watching wrestling this week. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Dup, if you had to give it something, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a that happened out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Ugh, man. WWE sure
Sounds like things went
keeps
well.
going on.
Yeah.
So, on that note, thank you for listening to another episode of Sights Uncena, the first, only, and God willing last wrestling podcast on the internet. I'm Jack Rind. With me, as always, has been Zen Scissors and Dup. Any other you two want to try making an exit this time?
We'll be back at Dinosaur Story
Fuck!
soon enough.
Hey Zen, bad news.
Mm-hmm.
You don't deserve this big Toblerone.
Fuck you! I don't want it. Toblerones are garbage.
Good night, folks.
I don't want a big poopy dick in my mouth. Get that away from me. God damn it.